of June. The Supreme Court bench of Justice Sanjiv Khanna and Justice Dipankar Datta pronounced the verdict after a brief hearing and said also agreed to send the release order directly to the Tihar jail where Kejriwal is being held at the moment. Now, Delhi Chief Minister ARVIND Kejriwal has been given an interim bail till the 1st of June, and the court has ordered Kejriwal to surrender before the court on the very next day on the 2nd of June. Certain conditions have also been imposed on ARVIND Kejriwal whilst he remains on bail. Kejriwal cannot visit the Chief Minister's office or the Delhi Secretariat and can also not sign any official documents unless necessary to obtain clearance from the Delhi Lieutenant Governor. Also, the court has also barred ARVIND Kejriwal from making any comments on the Delhi liquor policy case and from meeting or influencing any of the witnesses associated with the matter or get any of the files related to this case as well. But when it comes to political campaigning, the Supreme Court has imposed absolutely no restrictions on ARVIND Kejriwal, and with the 4 phases of polling still left to be undertaken, this is likely to have a big impact on the Aam Aadmi Party's campaign in the Lok Sabha. Take a look at this. Kejriwal's return will certainly boost the party workers' confidence and re-energize the cadre. Interestingly, a majority of the seats on which the Aam Aadmi Party is contesting are yet to go to polls. This includes the 4 seats contested by Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, 1 in Haryana, and all of the 13 seats in the state of Punjab. With Kejriwal back on the campaigning trail, Aam Aadmi Party would be expecting gains in all these constituencies. The court has, however, clarified that this is a bail which is due to special circumstances and does not set any precedent and neither have any implications on the merit of the Delhi liquor policy case. The bench said that the hearings on the merit of the case will continue. Let's quickly listen in to some top reactions. An esteemed set of panelists is also going to be joining us to decode and analyze what this arrest saga means for the Delhi's political scenario.
हम पूरे दिल्ली के लोगों की तरफ से, देश के संविधान प्रेमियों की तरफ से, पूरी पार्टी की तरफ से सर्वोच्च न्यायालय का धन्यवाद करना चाहते हैं कि उन्होंने इस तानाशाही के अंधकार युग में दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल को अंतरिम बेल दे करके एक उजाले की रोशनी जलाई है। आज पूरी दिल्ली ही नहीं, पूरा देश खुश है, इस बात से प्रफुल्लित है कि इन विपरीत परिस्थितियों में भी भारत के अंदर हमारे स्वतंत्रता संग्राम सेनानियों के कुर्बानी के दम पर जो संविधान मिला, लोकतंत्र के जो अलग अलग स्तंभ बने, आज भी इस तानाशाही के अंधकार युग में भी अपनी भूमिका को निभाए हैं। इसके लिए तहे दिल से बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया। ये सत्य की जीत हुई है, क्योंकि जिस तरह से बिना किसी सबूत के, बिना किसी एफआईआर के, जिस तरह से अचानक उठा करके मुख्यमंत्री जी को जेल में डाला गया, आज सुप्रीम कोर्ट के अंतरिम बेल मिलने से एक बात साबित हुई है कि आज सत्य की जीत हुई है और लोगों में एक उम्मीद की किरण बंधी है।
जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट का फैसला आया है, इस फैसले से सिर्फ अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को अंतरिम जमानत नहीं मिली, इस फैसले से सत्य की विजय हुई है, इस फैसले से लोकतंत्र की विजय हुई है, इस फैसले से देश के संविधान की विजय हुई है। हमारे देश के इतिहास में जब जब संविधान खतरे में आया है, जब जब लोकतंत्र खतरे में आया है, तो हमारे देश में सुप्रीम कोर्ट सामने आया है और लोकतंत्र की रक्षा करने में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने एक बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाई है। आज भी अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को अंतरिम जमानत देकर, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को चुनाव में प्रचार में आने के लिए जमानत जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दी है, इस फैसले से लोकतंत्र की रक्षा होगी, क्योंकि इस देश में लोकतंत्र हमारे देश का सबसे बड़ा सिद्धांत है। लोकतंत्र में चुनाव, फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शंस हमारे संविधान की नींव है कि हर व्यक्ति को बराबरी का अधिकार है चुनने का। आज इस देश में एक तानाशाही की सरकार है, एक सरकार जो विपक्ष को खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रही है, एक सरकार जो लोकतंत्र को खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रही है, और एक सरकार जो आज देश के संविधान को खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रही है। लेकिन इस तानाशाही का अंत होगा और 2024 के ही इस चुनाव में होगा। और मैं एक बार फिर सुप्रीम कोर्ट का धन्यवाद करना चाहती हूं, सामने आकर लोकतंत्र को बचाने के लिए।
कोई रेस्पेक्टफुल लोगों बेल लेगा ही नहीं, बोलेगा आई पोलाइटली डिक्लाइन। और क्या बेल है कि आप जाओ 1 तारीख फिर वहां पास आ जाओ।
All right, then let's hold the reaction change for just a small moment. Let's get the ball rolling here. Joining me here in the studio are my colleagues, legal editor Ashok Bagria and political editor Brijesh Pandey. Also with us on the broadcast are advocate Anmol Panwar, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party. We also are joined by Sharad Trivedi, spokesperson for the BJP, and also political analyst Piyush Singh, advocate, joins us on the broadcast. A very warm welcome to you, gentlemen. But I'm going to get the ball rolling here in the studio first. Brijesh, I mean, is this certainly going to invigorate the cadre of the Aam Aadmi Party? We've already seen, the campaigns and all the social media campaigns that the Aam Aadmi Party has been throwing up whilst Arvind Kejriwal was in jail, but now he's out.
Well, it will 100% invigorate Aam Aadmi Party workers, and I think most importantly right now, because he's the Aam Aadmi Party himself, so the mismatch which is there, or the lack of coordination, cohesion on the ground between the Aam Aadmi Party workers or the Congress workers, I think all of those wrinkles will also be very effectively removed, because in the state of Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress are taking on each other, but in the crucial state of Delhi, both of them are fighting elections on a 4-to-3 basis. And the fact is that yes, the Aam Aadmi Party, which was running a very effective campaign, will definitely get a booster dose with the release of Arvind Kejriwal, and it couldn't have come at a better time. It's today's 10th. From today, tomorrow onwards, 13 to 14 days for Arvind Kejriwal to travel to Punjab, to travel extensively to Delhi. And I think, a couple of other regional parties would want Arvind Kejriwal to campaign for them, because irrespective of what the court says, the court is saying a legal thing that this is an interim bail. It has no implication whatsoever on the real, on the merits of the case. The original case stand where it is. The way Aam Aadmi Party is going to be presenting this thing to the people and the voter is that this is a vindication of the beliefs of what Arvind Kejriwal has been saying all along. And I think, Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav or Mamata Banerjee might call him, because he will emerge as a mascot of, somebody who has kind of defied ED and got a bail. This may not be the reality, but that is how politics work.
No, he's bound to drive a lot of people out now to the campaign trail. We're expecting that he's going to make a beeline to Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Marg and, at the party headquarters, make a speech, start his campaign trail again, a fresh start for the campaign trail. Ashok, how are you looking at the legal developments? We'll get to the legal hurdles just in just a short while. Numerous things can happen until the gavel finally falls. But how are you looking at these recent developments? You've been tracking this case particularly very closely.
See, one thing, Kabir, there have been a lot of apprehensions which have been expressed that this particular interim bail which has been granted to Arvind Kejriwal will open up the floodgates for more litigation, and people and politicians similarly placed will start flooding the courts and citing the Arvind Kejriwal interim bail order as a precedent. But let me tell you that number one, the court has made it clear that look, they haven't said anything as far as the precedent or not, whether this order can be treated as a precedent or not, but definitely this order will have a lot of persuasive value, where people similarly situated will cite this particular order and seek a release. The second important thing is that there was this another argument which was given by the Enforcement Directorate, saying that look, about the timing, when the question was raised, that Arvind Kejriwal raised the question that the whole timing of the arrest was pre-planned by the investigating agency, and it came at the cusp when the elections were being announced. And the whole idea of arresting him on March 21st was to keep him out of the electoral process. Now to this, the Supreme Court had said that, yeah, there is a lot of merit in what the ED says, that they sent him 9 summons. Arvind Kejriwal avoided appearing before the ED. But they said while releasing him on bail, in fact, this is one of the reasonings that has been given by the court, is that when we set him free on bail, or when we are releasing him on bail, we have to keep in mind that number one, this man is a chief minister, he is not a flight risk. Number two, he has no criminal antecedents. Number 3, they have put in a condition saying that while you are on bail, you will not tamper with evidence or try to influence the witness. So the triple test of granting bail has been met. So all in all the conditions have been fulfilled. The only thing was that an exceptional circumstance has been made out in the case of ARVIND Kejriwal, and that is exactly the reason why he's been granted bail.
All right then. Several questions that we're going to try and probe during the course of the show. Can ARVIND Kejriwal turn the tide in the national capital? Will this bridge the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress gap? Is that going to happen? Is this turning out to be a Modi versus Kejriwal rather than a Modi versus Rahul Gandhi? And finally, will ARVIND Kejriwal's release reinvigorate the opposition India alliance? All of that coming right on the other side, asking all my panelists to please stay on with us. A quick commercial breather and we'll be back for more.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface but not the living people?
Start with the end in mind. You need to know where you want to reach. Every morning that we wake up, we are exercising our choice. The destiny is decided. The results are known that I'm going to win. Life of a goalkeeper is something which has always intrigued me. When you come into a stadium, this is the highest level of pressure. When I set out to do something, I decide in my mind that failure is not an option.
What you feel very strongly about, those are the stories to tell.
I have a mind which is absolutely restless. Mind and body are entangled sensations. That brings me back to golf. It's an amazing game.
This is not a perfect game. You only learn from them.
If you have a formula to a success, then you can replicate it.
I feel this is my first step. I'm starting now.
Winner is first born in the mind. I think, therefore I am. We are all about our mind.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're watching News9 Live. Bail for ARVIND Kejriwal, and can he turn the tide in the national capital? That's what we're asking. Joining us on the broadcast is Advocate Anmol Pawar, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party, Sharad Trivedi, spokesperson for the BJP, and also political analyst Advocate Piyush Singh. Quickly going and cutting across to Advocate Anmol Panwar, who's with us representing the Aam Aadmi Party. What's the mood like in the Aam Aadmi Party camp at the moment? It certainly seems like a tough fight in the national capital.
I don't think so, because first of all, we are grateful to the Honorable Supreme Court of India that they have given interim bail to our leader, Mr. ARVIND Kejriwal. It is a decisive blow to the autocratic BJP central government and a heralding victory for the people of Delhi, because the Enforcement Directorate, working at their behest, left no stone unturned to misuse its untrammeled powers. But this intervention of the Honorable Supreme Court at just before the general elections, it ensured a level playing field. So it's not just the victory of ARVIND Kejriwal ji or Aam Aadmi Party, but of the collective will and determination of the people of Delhi and this country who remained by his side during this tough time. And looking at the track record of Bharatiya Janata Party and their performance in last 10 years, they have failed to deliver on each and every count. The promises which were made to the people of this country, they have failed to deliver everything. And that is the reason why they were forced to change 6 sitting MPs in Delhi. And the timing of arrest, even the Honorable Supreme Court raised questions about the timing of arrest. That a popular 3-time sitting Chief Minister, against whom the investigation is ongoing since August 2022, and they have failed to recover a single penny. There's no proceeds of money, there's no trace of money. and the case hinges on 4 tainted approvers. So this entire false and fabricated case.
But now that Mr. Kejriwal is out on interim bail, now that he's out, he's going to be part of the the campaign trail. What kind of impact do you think your leader is going to bring to the ground?
See, everyone is aware of the fact that ARVIND Kejriwal is a very popular leader, and people of this country knows that whatever promises he makes, he delivers on them. The Delhi model of governance which he has given to the people is resonating deeply, and that is the reason why people of this country believes in him.
Okay.
So he will be a part of he'll lead our campaign and will certainly prove to be an instrumental.
Are we expecting a speech from Mr. Kejriwal tonight from the Aam Aadmi Party headquarters? Can you tell us that?
Certainly, the order passed by the Honorable Supreme Court, we have took it to the Honorable District Court, and he'll be released soon thereafter. Maybe he'll come to the party headquarters at around 9 p.m.
Sharad Trivedi, spokesperson for the BJP, also with us on the show. The Delhi model of governance is what the Aam Aadmi Party here is talking about. It seems like it's going to be a tough fight. Last 2 times, it was a clear-cut victory for the BJP, but this time you're facing the Aam Aadmi Party, Congress combined. Do you think it's going to be different this time around?
We have already seen every possible combination being played in Uttar Pradesh, and we have seen the result. The Aam Aadmi Party has been wiped out twice in Uttar Pradesh in the Lok Sabha elections. And in this case, I wanted to just add one thing that a lot has been, I just heard the Honorable Minister of Aam Aadmi Party government saying that this was a sudden arrest and a sudden action. I don't think 9 summons over a period of 6 months can be called as a sudden action. If they are not responding to the summons, then action has to be taken. And here we are dealing one of the smartest kids on the block. He happens to be an IIT and he happens to be an ex-income tax officer. He knows how to hoodwink the law. He knows how to use the law. Can he tell us one single incident in his entire tenure as an income tax officer that if he had issued summons to somebody, did he say that no, the process of issuing summons was not good? Why I am not being my statement is being recorded via video conferencing? Why the paper on which the summon is being sent is not right? The language of the summon which is being sent is not right. He's a real smart character. And he has to face the people. The court has only given a 21-day reprieve to him. That has no bearing on the merits of the case. He has returned 35 crores of public fund which should have been forfeited in a shop that was given, that would have been given on lease at the airport when that shop did not get a clearance from the Airport Authority of India. The money was returned. How come they from 5% to 12% the commission was increased? And where did the money go? And he knows how to hoodwink the law. He knows how to play games. He knows how after committing an offense, how the offense should be committed, the manner in which it should be committed, that the trace is not there. So, and a very old Supreme Court judge in the early 90s had said that it is very difficult to trap a man, an intelligent man who happens to be corrupt. So that is the problem with the government and the agencies are facing.
Mr. Trivedi, at the moment, I mean, we know that the case is going to be heard. It is going to have no bearing on the merits of the case that is going to be heard. That has been said by the Supreme Court as well. We're trying to understand now that ARVIND Kejriwal is finally outside, will he be able to dent the prospects of the BJP in the national capital? That's what we're trying to find out. Do stay on with us, sir. Advocate Piyush Singh, we're going to come to you. Thank you for patiently waiting for us. A quick commercial breather here, but we'll be back for more.
India produces between 1,500 and 2,000 films every year, the highest for any country. But they get ignored at international awards.
The Oscars are basically American national awards for themselves.
You're not going to be able to make a better pizza than an Italian chef. You're not going to be able to make a better sushi than a Japanese chef. Will you make better khichdi than a Japanese chef? Right? So I want you to taste my food. We are making cinema that we are proud of.
In fact, it has been 2 decades since an Indian feature film featured in the Oscars International Film category.
All these years, for much of its history, they've been just awarding their own films, and this one tiny category, Best Foreign Language Film, had the entire world frothing at the mouth to get into the Oscars.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're watching News 9 Live. 21 days of reprieve for the Delhi Chief Minister ARVIND KEJRIWAL. He is finally out on interim bail till the 1st of June. Can this turn the tide in the national capital, and will this bridge the gap between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party? Piyush Singh, advocate and political analyst, with us on the broadcast. Piyush, how are you looking at this development? Because 4:3 is the seat split in the national capital. This time they're going together, but there has been some bad blood when you look at the ticket distribution in the national capital. Arvinder Lovely is one major flashpoint as well. Will this turn out to be better dividends for this opposition India alliance, or is this going to turn into a Kejriwal versus Modi election?
There's no doubt there's going to be a dividend not only for Aam Aadmi Party but also for the opposition for now. See, we need to understand that how do people perceive this interim order. Today, or when we are looking into the news, or tomorrow when we are going to open the newspapers, 99% of the population, the Indian people, are not going to read the Supreme Court order, which runs into 8 pages. The news is that ARVIND KEJRIWAL was arrested on 21st of March 2024 and he's released today. That is the fact. He's released for 21 days on an interim bail. That is a fact again. As far as Delhi is concerned, on 7 seats, Delhi is yet to vote on 25th of May. Punjab is yet to vote, and Haryana is yet to vote, and also 4 phases of elections are still underway. So it is not only going to have a substantial impact on Delhi, or I would say a dividend for Aam Aadmi Party for the Delhi elections, but I would say throughout, because Indian polls are considered to be I would say, festival of a democracy. And in any festival, the mood of the people is judged by some events or how a particular thing happens. This release of a politician, and I would say any politician, and ARVIND KEJRIWAL is today a leader of a national party. We all have to accept that. We take out the Indian history and in Indian political scenario, whenever a big leader is arrested and released on bail or otherwise, it has a huge impact on the electoral. So Indira Gandhi was arrested the day Janata Party came into power in 1977, March 1977. She was arrested on 3rd of October 1977. Every political analyst stated that arrest of Indira Gandhi and the release of Indira Gandhi was the huge turning point which changed the way from anti-Indira to anti-Morarji Desai government. So again, how the things would unfold, we'll get to know better on 4th of June. Right. But the whole crisis was the arrest or the date when ARVIND KEJRIWAL was arrested. The whole debate was when he was arrested. Now the impact has, or I would say the debate will be, it's a blessing in disguise for Aam Aadmi Party and the opposition that the date of his release, which is precisely before the 4 phases and 4 crucial phases when where Aam Aadmi Party has a substantial clout.
Certainly. I mean, the arrest, is that a turning point, Brijesh? I mean, I'm going to take this question to you. Is this a turning point now, the arrest of ARVIND KEJRIWAL for this particular election? Because even as we're talking about, can ARVIND KEJRIWAL's interim bail, his release, turn the tide in the national capital? He's not just going to be campaigning for the 4 Aam Aadmi Party seats. He's also going to be campaigning for the other 3 seats where the Congress parties, fielded their own candidates, and also 13 seats of Punjab. So Punjab is going to be a big focus. Is that going to be a little bit of a, concentration problem because you have to heavily focus on Punjab as well?
Well, I think, it's going to be a turning point for Delhi elections, yes. So 7 seats limited to Delhi election, it will have a degree of, impact. It will definitely have a degree of impact. Whether enough to, to outdo BJP, which has won it 7-0, 7-0 in 2014 and 19 subsequently, that has to be seen and watched. But it will definitely, give a booster dose to the cadres, will turbocharge the entire, the leadership of the beloved Aam Aadmi Party, because, first Manish Satyenjan was arrested, then Manish Sisodia was arrested, and all their attempts at getting bail were cancelled and quashed. Then Sanjay Singh was arrested, Sanjay Singh got bail, then Arvind Kejriwal was arrested. So the top leadership was arrested and was slightly beloved Aam Aadmi Party at work. Right now, with release of Arvind Kejriwal, I think it's going to be business as usual and perhaps with more gusto. Punjab is a slightly different, game, because there the main opponent of Aam Aadmi Party is Congress Party, and perhaps this explains, that when we were doing the show, when Arvind Kejriwal was released or bail was granted, there was a euphoric response from the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, but there was a muted response from the Congress spokesperson because there are friends in Delhi, but there are foes in the state of Punjab. He may be. He may tour nationally where, other regional parties like Samajwadi Party or Mamata Banerjee may want to present him as a mascot of, fight against enforcement directorate. But I think the biggest impact of Arvind Kejriwal release will be felt in the state of Delhi.
All right then, and in the state of Delhi, those celebration shots, the Aam Aadmi Party campaign, all those quarters, victory and celebrations, laddu baate ja rahe hain, Arvind Kejriwal, 21 days of reprieve. Some more reactions and more questions as well. Is this turning into a Kejriwal versus Modi election? And what does this mean? How will this impact the opposition alliance? Those are some questions. We're going to slip into a quick commercial break here. All our panelists, many thanks for waiting for us. We're going to come back and take this forward.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
I try and convert almost everything in a kind of a mathematical formula.
You should always stretch more than you can reach.
Listening is very important.
Because if you don't listen, how would you know what the problem is?
Everybody who's working in and around me, their personal well-being is also a responsibility that I carry.
Great leaders have shared vision.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
Film and entertainment is definitely one of the levers for any country to build its brand.
We are getting global. I feel that we're just on the takeoff.
More and more films are becoming language agnostic.
Content is a universal language.
There's one audience in the world.
Absolutely. End of the day, we all are like brothers who have mutual respect for each other from a different land.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
We are trying a lot of experiments, innovations and ideas.
We came out with a new format in audio, which is audio series.
Listening for content-oriented company in India, which is a very unique proposition.
When you look at audio in general, we had music, which is like extremely old format, and then we had podcast.
A natural extension to Pocket FM is to move from Hindi to regional content. I think I'd love to see their FY24 numbers, which they claim will be close to 1,000 crores. I think there are talks of them to raise another $80 to $100 million of funding.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're watching News 9 Live. We're trying to decode what Arvind Kejriwal's interim bail, the 21 days of reprieve, means for the national capital's politics and also the opposition alliance. But importantly, what does this mean for the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress Party that seem to have some sort of teething issues? Joining us on the broadcast is Advocate Anmol Panwar, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Sharad Trivedi, spokesperson for the BJP, and political analyst Advocate Piyush Singh. Joining me here in the studio are my colleagues Ashok and Brijesh. Brijesh, I'm going to take that question to you, but before that, we have some reactions. You know what? The entire political spectrum is reacting to Arvind Kejriwal's interim bail. Listen in.
We welcome the intervention by the Honorable Supreme Court in granting the bail to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. We also hope that the Prime Minister gets enough time after 4th of June, when he becomes the former Prime Minister of India, to introspect sitting in Sabarmati Ashram at the kind of politics he has indulged into. We hope that the former Chief Minister of Jharkhand, Mr. Hemant Soren, also gets due justice.
केजरीवाल को जेल या बेल के बजाय सबसे पहले उससे मुख्यमंत्री पद से हटाना चाहिए। वो हजारों करोड़ रुपए के शराब घोटाले के एक अभियुक्त हैं और वो अभियुक्त अब तक जेल में था और आगे भी 1 जून के बाद उसको जेल में जाना पड़ेगा। तो जेल में जो अभियुक्त है वो सरकार कैसे चला सकता है, ये एक बड़ा प्रश्न है। सवाल संवैधानिक प्रावधानों का नहीं है, सवाल नैतिकता का है। केजरीवाल स्वयं कहा करते थे कि किसी भी नेता पर कोई आरोप लगे तो उसको तत्काल अपने पद से इस्तीफा दे देना चाहिए, लेकिन जब केजरीवाल पे शराब घोटाले का आरोप लगा तो वो इतना बेशर्म आदमी है कि उसने अभी तक अपना पद नहीं छोड़ा है। तो ऐसे पद लोलुप केजरीवाल के बारे में मेरा यह कहना है कि उसकी पार्टी के लोग, देश के लोग, दिल्ली के लोग सबसे पहले उससे ये कहें कि वो मुख्यमंत्री का पद छोड़े और शांति से जो आरोप लगे हैं उन आरोपों के बारे में कानूनी कार्रवाई तक इंतजार करे, उसके बाद आगे जाके कोई भूमिका बनाए।
केजरीवाल जी शराब घोटाले में लिप्त हैं। आज मानयोग सुप्रीम कोर्ट के जजमेंट के बाद क्लियर हो गया। उनको 1 तारीख के लिए केवल चुनाव के लिए कोर्ट ने अलाउ किया है और 1 तारीख के बाद उनको दोबारा जेल जाना होगा। अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को 1 जून के बाद दोबारा जेल जाना होगा। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने स्पष्ट कर दिया, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को केवल और केवल 15 दिन के लिए चुनाव के लिए बाहर रह सकेंगे। शराब घोटाले में लिप्त अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, भ्रष्टाचार में लिप्त अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, बेईमानी का, करप्शन का पैसा इकट्ठे करने वाले अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को 1 तारीख को दोबारा जेल जाना होगा। आज बड़ा स्पष्ट हो गया। अरविंद केजरीवाल और आम आदमी पार्टी कहती थी वो ईमानदार हैं, उन्होंने कोई करप्शन नहीं की, कोई बेईमानी नहीं की, तो फिर उनको 1 तारीख को जेल क्यों जाना होगा? आज दिल्ली और देश के लोग पूछ रहे हैं, अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, इतनी बड़ी करप्शन, इतने बड़े घोटाले कि कोर्ट भी आपको केवल 15 दिन के लिए छोड़ती है, जैसे हार्डकोर क्रिमिनल को छोड़ा जाता है, और वापस आपको 1 तारीख को जेल आना होगा। अगर आप ईमानदार थे, आपने करप्शन घोटाला नहीं किया, शराब के पैसे नहीं लिए, तो जेल क्यों जाना पड़ रहा है? आज दिल्ली के लोग आपसे सवाल पूछ रहे हैं।
Advocate Anmol Panwar, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party, with us. Are the teething issues a real struggle for the Aam Aadmi Party Congress combine at the moment? Arvinder Lovely is one case in point in front of us, and take a look at what's happened today. Rahul Gandhi was in Kannauj rallying support for Akhilesh Yadav, and Sanjay Singh was also present over there. So what's the actual picture, given that we're so close to the voting phases where actually these 22 Aam Aadmi Party seats are going to go to polls?
See, it is the people of Delhi who are contesting. In fact, it is the people of the country who are contesting elections against the BJP. So it's not about any particular individual, although people are very well aware of the fact that how they have been deceived in the last 10 years, and this strategic maneuver by the BJP-led central government to crush the opposition parties and hinder their political campaigns. It has not gone down well with the people. And the timing of this arrest, the misuse of Enforcement Directorate and central agencies like the CBI and ED, and not taking action against the ones who are in their party. The 25 most corrupt leaders, they were certified by the Prime Minister from the rallies. And after few months, they are in BJP. Some are involved in corruption to the tunes of 70,000 crores, 30,000 crores. So why is there a selective targeting of leaders? Why isn't that the Enforcement Directorate, who is so-called premier agency, investigating agency of our country, why isn't they taking action against all those corrupt people? And as far as this so-called liquor scam is concerned, when a data has already been published by the Honorable Supreme Court, which says that 60 crore rupees have been transferred by the alleged kingpin of the liquor scam, P. Sharad Reddy, and this money can be traced to the BJP, then why isn't the Enforcement Directorate investigating the matter?
Okay.
Why no action against the BJP national president? They don't need any proof now. The documentary evidence is on record, and there are several other panelists on the debate who are practicing advocates. They are also very well aware that if there's evidence on record, then not taking action against BJP or its leaders, it raises eyebrows. It indicates that Enforcement Directorate is hand in gloves with the Bharatiya Janata Party.
Yep. Mr. Pawar, I mean, whatever is on public record is in public domain as well. We're more concerned about how the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress combined is actually going to turn into that well-oiled functioning machine that Rahul Gandhi and Arvind Kejriwal have been suggesting it is going to turn out to be. But also with us on the broadcast is Sharad Trivedi, spokesperson for the BJP. Mr. Trivedi, how do you see the Bharatiya Janata Party now going back to the drawing board, trying to, chalk a strategy where you're looking at the sympathy factor now over here? Sunita Kejriwal has been drawing a lot of, attention and crowd as well. Now Arvind Kejriwal is also going to be out there. It seems to be like a tough fight. And like I was mentioning today, Rahul Gandhi, Akhilesh Yadav and Sanjay Singh, it seems to be like, some bonhomie is there and it's getting stronger as well.
See that it is a problem of Congress, not of BJP. We are already very clear about it. We are going to cross 400, and the opposition is already making excuses of what is going to happen post the election. That is the EVM machine kharab ho jayegi, samvidhan ki hatya ho jayegi. This nonsense keeps going on. The people of Delhi have already given the answer. They know what man they are dealing with, who has made a mess of Delhi. We have had so many cases coming up in the last about 15 days that even the children are not getting books to study. That is the kind of situation Delhi is facing. We have wiped them out of Delhi twice over. So the same situation is going to be there. It is 400 seat par. That's it.
All right. That's Mr. Trivedi's remark. Going to give the final say to Advocate Piyush Singh, political analyst with us. What does this mean for the Opposition India Alliance? Finally, you get the last say over here. 22 seats, 13 in Punjab, 4 in Delhi, 1 in Haryana, all up for grabs at the moment.
It will be a very positive, I would say, update for the opposition party. Very positive. How many seats they will be able to convert, I would say only time will tell. But I would say, as a citizen also of this country, that there was a letter written yesterday by an ex-Supreme Court judge that he would want to see a debate happening between the Prime Minister and Rahul Gandhi, an open debate happening. Now, even Arvind Kejriwal out, all of us would love to have a debate between Arvind Kejriwal, the Prime Minister, and Rahul Gandhi. Why not like a US presidential election? The people of the country should have a fair debate between the three prominent leaders of whom we are coming across and who are contesting the elections. And this will be a fantastic opportunity for the country and for the people to choose its elected leaders. Because as I was pointing out, it's a festival of democracy. So Arvind Kejriwal's release, I would say, is a very welcome move, not only as somebody who's, I would say, from a neutral perspective, but from every perspective, since elections are happening, it's a very welcome move. And only 4th of June will tell us how it unfolds.
All right, then on that note, I'm going to pay my gratitude to the esteemed panelists with us, Mr. Trivedi, of course, Advocate Piyush, many thanks for joining with us. Mr. Panwar, always a pleasure to have you with us. But at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, we're tracking another breaking development. The Delhi court has now charged BJP MP Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh with sexual harassment of 5 women wrestlers. Big development that we're tracking for you. Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh has also been charged with the offence of outraging modesty of a woman. This is the latest development that we're tracking for you. Political and legal editor Ashok and Brijesh with me here in the studio. Cutting across to Ashok, you first. Major development in this case. Finally, a charge sheet against Brijbhushan Sharan Singh.
Well, the charge sheet by the Delhi police was already filed against Brijbhushan Sharan Singh. Basically, what has happened today is that the court has taken cognizance of the allegations against Brijbhushan Singh. What usually happens is this is a process which is followed in the trial court. First, there is an FIR. FIR culminates into a final report after investigation. The final report is basically a charge sheet which says whether investigations have revealed whether the offence is made out or not, the offences which have been alleged against the accused, whether they have been made out or not. And the third stage is framing of the charges by the court. Now, the framing of the charges by the court is really important because this is the first formal stage of the beginning of the trial. So, till now, whatever had happened was a pre-trial stage. But today, the court has set the ball rolling for trial against Brijbhushan Sharan Singh in a sexual harassment case. Now, the allegations against him basically are there were two FIRs filed by women wrestlers. One was a minor, the other is a major, of sexually harassing them and touching them inappropriately. In one particular instance of the minor wrestler, the complaint was withdrawn and the Delhi police had filed a closure report in the court saying that considering that the complaint has been withdrawn, we don't believe that anything is left in this matter. But the court applied its mind and rejected the closure report. They said, no, you can't file a closure report. There has to be some sort of a finding.
Right.
Because here the victim was there, victim filed a FIR in the first place, and then this has happened.
All right. Big development coming out of the Rouse Avenue court. A shocking development specifically for the BJP. It seems like another setback, and we're in the middle of the Lok Sabha polls. What Gonda seat means for Brijbhushan, the kind of sway he has on politics as well. We remember the show of strength and the entire fiasco. Let's not forget the Summer Olympics is also right around the corner. So another major development, but a setback for the BJP?
It's a major development, yes. Setback for the BJP, no, because they have already undergone the infamy related to this, where wrestlers were sitting on the ground protesting and all. And the BJP sensed this, and that is the reason why Brijbhushan Sharan Singh has been denied ticket, and instead of Brijbhushan Sharan Singh, it has been given to his son, so as to placate and make sure that the balance doesn't tilt out in the favor of the opposition party, and that is the reason why his son has been given ticket. BJP was kind of more or less anticipating that this would happen, and it wanted to avoid the embarrassment, and that is the reason why they kept till the last moment, they kept the ticket, they withheld the announcement of the seat of the Kaisarganj, and later on when the announcement was made, it was given to his son, so as to make sure that Brijbhushan Sharan Singh doesn't adopt anti-party or indulge in anti-party activities. I think it's a win-win situation for both sides.
All right then. Well, this latest that we're tracking, Delhi court has now charged BJP MP Brijbhushan Sharan Singh with sexual harassment of 5 women wrestlers. Many thanks, gentlemen, for helping us out with your insightful inputs. We're going to slip into a quick break here, ladies and gentlemen. But on the other side, we're going to try and decode what this means for the sporting fraternity, for the Bharatiya Janata Party, for the BJP Member of Parliament, Brijbhushan Sharan Singh, who has now been charged with sexual harassment of 5 women wrestlers. Brijbhushan Sharan Singh has also been charged with the offence of outraging the modesty of a woman. Setback for the BJP or not? Well, we'll find out. Meanwhile, what does this mean for the WFI, for the UWW? Bajrang Punia already entangled and embroiled in a anti-doping fiasco at the moment, and all of this happening right in the middle of the Lok Sabha polls, and also in the run-up to the Summer Olympics that's going to take place in France. That's right around the corner. Slipping into a quick break, news and updates continues. Keep watching News9 Live.
Golf as a game, it is closest to the game that you call life.
You've got to use your mind. You cannot lose it.
The sharpest person is one who understands his limitations.
खुद ही को कर बुलंद इतना कि खुदा बंदे से पूछे कि तेरी रजा क्या है.
You might have a bad